The alien files dropped, and within hours, Amazon Rangers filmed something humanity was never meant to witness alive.
No warning, no preparation, just raw footage shaking through the jungle darkness as trained rangers froze, realizing the silhouette ahead was not animal, not human, not anything science has prepared us for. The figure moved with impossible calm, watching back through the lens as if it knew the world would soon be watching too. Governments denied, experts hesitated, but the camera never blinked. What happened next shattered every boundary between myth and evidence, forcing one terrifying question. Were the files a disclosure or a countdown?
Before we uncover the truth together, like, subscribe, and step deeper into Mystery Footage Uncovered.
Forest beam reconnaissance sighting. A powerful vertical beam cut through the darkness of a forest clearing, revealing a tall, slender figure standing calmly among trees as investigators approached with handheld lights. The scene unfolded in complete silence. The beam's edges flickered against drifting mist, yet the entity showed no discomfort under direct illumination, its shadow bent at an impossible angle, defying expected light behavior. Even as observers drew closer, the figure remained entirely still. Analysts believe the entity may represent a reconnaissance form, equipped with advanced light manipulation capabilities. Its symmetrical proportions appeared engineered with near-mechanical precision. The overhead beam likely functioned as a scanning array, mapping terrain or collecting environmental samples. The silence suggested communication occurring beyond audible frequencies. If this was only a survey mission, the unsettling question follows. What stage begins once environmental assessment is complete? Forest Edge observer. Sighting. During a casual outdoor gathering beneath a shelter, a thin silhouette lingered quietly at the tree line, partially hidden by darkness. The camera barely captured its outline, and none of the nearby people reacted to its presence. In the final recorded frame, its limbs bent at angles inconsistent with human anatomy. It remained positioned precisely where light faded into shadow, never fully revealing its form. The gathering continued undisturbed despite its close proximity. Analysis suggests a low-visibility observer species relying on environmental blending rather than invisibility. Its hunched posture indicates terrain-adapted movement designed for silence. Remaining half-lit appears intentional, a reconnaissance tactic allowing behavioral monitoring while minimizing detection risk. If it chose only to watch, was it collecting social data or waiting for a specific moment predetermined long before the encounter began? Thermal forest energy anomaly. Thermal drone footage captured a glowing humanoid figure moving through dense woodland, radiating heat far exceeding nearby wildlife signatures. Its presence dominated the infrared display. The outline fluctuated between sharply defined and halo-like illumination. Each movement registered strongly in thermal imaging, yet the terrain showed no physical disturbance or displaced vegetation. Temperature readings surged beyond known biological limits. Such irregular heat patterns suggest internal energy cycling resembling a compact reactor rather than organic metabolism. Heat distribution remained evenly spread across the body, lacking concentrated hot zones typical of animals. The absence of footprints implies mass displacement reduction or an ionized cushion beneath its feet. The glow appeared generated power, not retained warmth. If an internal source sustains such energy output, what mechanism fuels it, and what consequences might follow if that containment were ever disrupted? Flashlight reveals hidden figure. A routine sweep of a phone flashlight across dense grass unexpectedly exposed a small gray shape crouched low, positioned almost as if it had predicted the light's arrival. The beam held contact for only a few seconds, just long enough to capture something deeply unsettling on camera. The figure rose instantly with rigid, mechanical accuracy. Its eyes absorbed illumination instead of reflecting it, creating an unnatural visual void. Thin fingers extended outward, joints bending sharply like articulated machinery. Most alarming was the complete absence of visible breathing. Its chest remained perfectly still throughout the encounter. Some researchers speculate the being could represent a juvenile gray adapted for confined terrain. Its compact skeletal structure suited to tight environments. Smooth skin resembled a humidity-regulating surface, while the surrounding silence hinted at advanced sound-dampening technology. If this was a young entity rehearsing concealment, the question remains, was another presence nearby supervising its learning process? Tall white silent observer. A residential security camera recorded a towering humanoid standing motionless behind a seated mother and child outdoors. Despite its clear visibility on footage, the adults appeared completely unaware of its presence. The figure, nearly 2 meters tall, remained rigid and perfectly still. Its elongated skull and dark, non-reflective eyes absorbed porch light instead of reflecting it. At the same moment, witnesses later reported a sudden chill, though environmental sensors detected no measurable wind or temperature shift. Some analysts associate the appearance with a so-called tall white type, possibly possessing semi-translucent skin that distorts under infrared exposure and exaggerates height perception. Its posture implied internal structural support beyond human anatomy. The stillness suggested deliberate observation, potentially monitoring respiration or subtle behavioral patterns. Why would such a presence stand so openly nearby without triggering even the most basic instinctive awareness in those closest to it? Controlled airstrip escort incident. Long-distance footage recorded within a restricted military perimeter shows uniformed personnel calmly escorting a towering pale entity across an airstrip in broad daylight. The formation appeared organized and procedural rather than defensive. The being walked with an unusually long, steady stride, exceeding typical human gait patterns. Its elongated skull reflected sunlight with a smooth, polished sheen. Soldiers nearby maintained relaxed posture, weapons lowered, movements measured and controlled. Some theorists suggest the entity may emit a neurological dampening effect that reduces aggression and adrenaline responses in humans. Its narrow torso and extended proportions imply adaptation to lower gravity conditions, possibly housing specialized respiratory systems. The escort formation resembled protective accompaniment more than containment. If cooperation between humans and such entities appears this structured, it raises a deeper question. How long might this coordination have existed beyond public awareness? Nocturnal livestock examination sighting. Security lights activated above a fenced animal enclosure, revealing a tall, pale figure leaning over a goat while a smaller companion stood nearby observing silently. The animal displayed no visible distress during the encounter. The taller being cast an unusually elongated shadow. Its long hands hovered inches above the goat's spine, suggesting a contactless scanning process rather than physical interaction. The smaller figure remained completely motionless throughout the event. Preliminary interpretations indicate a biological examination instead of predatory behavior. The entity's joints moved with instrument-like precision, resembling engineered tools more than natural anatomy. Under bright lighting, its surface reflected illumination evenly, too uniform for organic skin yet too irregular for metal, implying an unknown composite material. If terrestrial animals are being systematically studied, the unsettling possibility emerges. How extensive might their biological catalog already be? Ceremonial blue light offering. A home porch camera recorded a tall humanoid crouching calmly before an infant, holding out a glowing blue object that pulsed rhythmically like a living ember. The interaction unfolded without urgency, suggesting deliberate intention rather than chance contact. The luminous object shifted through subtle color gradients that confused digital recording sensors. Although the being's elongated fingers curved carefully around it, the light produced no normal shadow. Remarkably, the infant reached toward the glow without fear, showing curiosity instead of distress. Researchers speculate the object may be bioluminescent tissue or a compact energy device emitting unfamiliar wavelengths. The entity's smooth surface resembled gray physiology enhanced with a faint metallic sheen. The exchange appeared ceremonial, possibly transmitting information or cognitive signals through light instead of sound. If such an offering carried purpose, the deeper mystery remains. What reaction or outcome was the entity expecting from humanity? Infant return transfer event. A routine moment on a residential porch turned unsettling when security footage revealed a tall humanoid presenting a bundled infant forward with unnatural steadiness. The entire exchange unfolded clearly, leaving little ambiguity about what was recorded. The entity's elongated arms remained perfectly level, unaffected by strain or trembling. Its movements appeared softened, as though gravity exerted reduced influence on its body. The receiving adult stood frozen in shock, yet the moment remained eerily silent. Analysts interpret the scene as a structured transfer rather than aggression. The being's limbs appeared optimized for precision handling, elbows aligned with near mathematical symmetry. Its bluish surface texture resembled engineered fibers more than organic skin. The entity conveyed neither empathy nor threat, only calculated purpose. Why would such a being return a human child at all? The act may signal the conclusion of an experiment, correction of an error, or communication far more complex than understood. Window Threshold Observer Case. Inside a dim bedroom, an atmosphere of unnatural stillness settled as a half-open window revealed a tall skeletal silhouette silently watching from outside. A narrow flashlight beam illuminated its features, yet the figure showed no reaction or retreat. Its pale face hovered motionless within the frame, while its ribcage expanded slowly in a delayed mechanical rhythm. Despite visible breathing motions, thermal imaging failed to confirm a convincing heat signature. The contradiction puzzled investigators reviewing the footage. Researchers propose this may represent an observer-class entity designed for extended immobility. Enlarged ocular membranes could enable precise tracking of human movement in low light. Its narrow torso suggested endurance rather than strength, optimized for waiting without fatigue. Positioned at the window, it occupied a boundary between interior and exterior space. If observation occurs primarily during sleep, what information might be collected when human awareness is entirely inactive? Secured transport escort footage. Filmed through a distant perimeter fence, long-range footage captured uniformed personnel calmly guiding a small gray being toward a transport vehicle. The interaction appeared orderly, resembling routine procedure rather than emergency containment. The entity moved willingly, showing no resistance. Its steps seemed unusually light, as if stabilized by an unseen force assisting balance. Armed guards nearby displayed relaxed posture, reinforcing an impression of familiarity with the situation. Speculative analysis points toward cooperation instead of capture. The being's knee structure appeared subtly reversed, suggesting adaptation to lower gravity environments. The transport vehicle's darkened interior hinted at controlled atmospheric or ultraviolet conditions, similar to systems used for sensitive aerospace materials. If such transfers follow established protocol, how many comparable movements may have occurred beyond the reach of public observation? Public display under hovering craft. A crowded public park became the setting for a surreal event when a small gray entity stood motionless beneath a hovering craft, glowing with shifting multicolored lights. Witnesses gathered quietly, many recording while remaining unusually calm. The craft hovered steadily without reacting to wind or environmental disturbance. Below it, the entity maintained flawless balance, positioned as though anchored to an invisible axis. Despite the extraordinary sight, panic never spread through the crowd. Researchers suggest the arrangement may have been a deliberate demonstration intended to study collective human behavior. The being's posture implied internal stabilization beyond natural musculature. Overhead lights may have served as emotional modulation technology, subtly influencing mood while observations were conducted. If this encounter was intentionally staged, it raises the possibility that human psychological adaptation itself was the true subject being measured. Infrared perimeter, watcher event. A green infrared glow revealed a quiet backyard where a stray animal wandered casually, unaware of a tall, extremely thin figure standing motionless at the far edge of the frame. The presence blended almost perfectly into surrounding shadows, nearly invisible without night vision enhancement. Its arms hung straight downward like suspended cables, showing no muscular tension. Only a faint, almost imperceptible sway confirmed it was not a fixed object. The nearby animal displayed no fear response, continuing its movement as if nothing unusual existed nearby. The entity's elongated limbs and recessed joints suggest design optimized for reach and elevated observation rather than strength. Its rigid posture resembled an active scanning routine, gathering environmental data with machine-like accuracy. Some theorists propose a low-frequency field capable of suppressing mammalian threat perception, enabling unnoticed surveillance. If instinct itself cannot detect such a presence, what biological defense remains against something evolution never prepared us to recognize? Twin visitors in perfect sync. A residential doorbell camera captured two identical figures approaching a sleeping man resting on his porch late at night. Despite their proximity, the man showed no reaction and remained completely undisturbed. Both entities tilted their heads at the exact same moment. Their movements were so precisely synchronized that the footage appeared mirrored or looped. Thermal analysis later revealed almost no detectable heat signature, confusing investigators who reviewed the recording repeatedly. The duplication suggests shared cognition or hive-like coordination. Their silhouettes resembled classic gray descriptions, yet their posture displayed unusual balance and deliberate control. Infrared absorption hinted at advanced camouflage or synthetic dermal material. Observers also noted subtle distortion in the air between them, as if engineered stillness surrounded their presence. If they can approach a human without triggering awareness, their behavioral refinement may be far more advanced than previously assumed. Quadruped distortion entity encounter. A gate-mounted security camera recorded a dog charging toward a thin, contorted figure advancing on all fours. The animal barked intensely as the shape moved forward with unsettling coordination. Its limbs bent at impossible angles, joints appearing misaligned with natural anatomy. The torso twisted low while elongated arms reached forward in fluid yet disjointed rhythm. Despite visible motion, the gravel beneath produced no audible sound. Some researchers compare the movement to shape-shifting folklore, entities capable of mimicking physical form but failing to reproduce authentic locomotion. The elongated abdomen and disproportionate limbs suggested anatomy stretched beyond natural limits, resembling a living distortion rather than a stable organism. Its glide defied expected friction and acoustic response. If animals perceive threats beyond human awareness, what unseen stimulus triggered the dog's alarm during that encounter? Bioluminescent child contact case. Beneath the soft glow of a porch light, a doorbell camera recorded an elongated, luminous being carefully lowering itself in front of a seated infant. Its slow, controlled posture suggested restraint and intention rather than intrusion. A faint blue aura shimmered around its body like condensed starlight. Long fingers extended gently forward, stopping just short of touching the child's hand. The infant remained calm throughout, showing curiosity instead of fear or distress. The being's elongated cranium and iridescent surface imply adaptation to dim stellar environments or low-gravity conditions. Subtle pulses traveling across its skin resembled photonic signaling, suggesting communication through shifting wavelengths rather than sound. Its crouched stance formed a stable three-point balance, minimizing noise and presenting a non-threatening profile. If light itself served as the message, what silent information may have reached a mind too young to consciously understand it? Moonlit backyard entity passage. Under the glow of a full moon, a security camera recorded a tall skeletal figure drifting across a backyard while a nearby dog slept peacefully, showing no reaction to the movement. The entity's approach appeared fluid rather than mechanical, its elongated limbs bent with softened metallic grace. Each step avoided rocks and leaves without causing visible disturbance. Despite its proximity, the animal remained deeply asleep, unaffected by the presence. The exaggerated height and slender structure suggest adaptation for low-gravity locomotion, where long strides increase efficiency. Moonlight reflected oddly from its head, appearing absorbed rather than scattered. The silence of movement indicates extremely low impact force or advanced muscular dampening systems. If animals rely on instinct to sense danger, what does their complete indifference reveal about the true nature of this visitor? Lobby shapeshift malfunction event. Surveillance cameras inside a modern building lobby recorded a pale humanoid abruptly freezing mid-step, its body wavering as if caught between two physical states. The recording struggled to stabilize the image, producing momentary visual distortion. Gradually, the head elongated in uneven pulses, while the shoulders narrowed with fluid, almost digital deformation. Reflections across the polished floor flickered inconsistently, briefly revealing overlapping outlines occupying the same space. Analysts suggest the phenomenon resembles adaptive camouflage failing during transformation. The being's skin appeared to act like a projection layer, reshaping contours in real time. The unstable reflection implied two morphologies, attempting simultaneous alignment, similar to corrupted visual frames resolving one after another. Its stillness suggested recalibration rather than fear. If this represented a failed disguise attempt, it raises a troubling possibility. How many flawless transformations may already move unnoticed among humans? Doorstep night, crawler watch. Late-night doorbell footage revealed a thin, crouched figure positioned silently at a suburban doorstep. its head rotating slowly as though aware it was being recorded. The encounter unfolded without sound or visible urgency. Its shadow stretched unnaturally long across the porch surface. Subtle shoulder movements hinted at ongoing adjustment to Earth's gravity. Overhead, streetlights dimmed and flickered in eerie synchronization with its presence. The posture suggests a reconnaissance form designed for darkness and rapid movement. Elongated limbs appeared optimized for silence rather than strength, while the curved spine and narrow torso indicate a respiratory system requiring minimal oxygen. Electrical disturbances in nearby lighting imply an electromagnetic field generated by its body or equipment. If it waited at the threshold as if expecting entry, who, or what, was meant to answer its silent arrival? Housecat return, incident footage. Doorbell surveillance captured a slender gray figure calmly approaching a driveway while carrying a white housecat as though returning misplaced property. The event unfolded slowly and methodically without urgency. Its footsteps produced no audible sound and barely disturbed the grass beneath them. The cat hung relaxed in its grasp, showing no resistance or signs of distress. Nearby streetlights flickered briefly in synchronization with the entity's movement. The being's gait showed minimal hip rotation and near-perfect spinal alignment, suggesting an efficient, low-impact locomotion system. The animal's calm behavior may indicate exposure to soothing frequencies beyond human hearing. Electrical interference with nearby lights hints at electromagnetic emissions linked to the entity's biology or technology. If animals can be retrieved and returned so calmly, how many similar encounters might have occurred unnoticed during ordinary nights? Nursery window light exchange. A nursery monitor recorded an infant sitting upright as a large-eyed figure leaned inward through an open window, extending a glowing sphere just beyond the child's reaching hands. The moment unfolded silently while adults elsewhere remained unaware. The orb pulsed with sharp bursts of white light, briefly overwhelming the camera sensor. Frame distortion made the entity's arm appear to lengthen unnaturally toward the child. Despite the intensity, the infant remained calm and engaged. Some analysts theorize the luminous sphere may emit targeted neural frequencies affecting developing brains while bypassing mature cognition. The being's posture defied normal balance constraints, implying structural differences in skeletal support. Its surface absorbed infrared light, giving it a ghost-like appearance on monochrome footage. The infant's reaching motion resembled synchronization rather than curiosity. If the signal was meant only for the child, what knowledge or imprint may have passed silently during that brief exchange? Window Vigil Static Observer. A shaky handheld recording revealed a pale silhouette with a bulbous head peering through a dark window. Its presence defined primarily by the void-like darkness of its eyes. The stillness felt intentional rather than cautious. The head edged slowly into view, almost as if testing visibility limits. Its face remained completely motionless, mask-like and unreadable. Reflections across the glass warped subtly, bending light in ways inconsistent with normal optics. Researchers proposed specialized low-light ocular membranes could allow observation without reflective glare. The elongated neck and narrow shoulders suggest a structure designed for extended immobility. Distorted reflections may indicate a refracted energy field or cloaking system struggling to function properly at close range. If it chooses to observe only from thresholds instead of entering, what unseen limitations govern its actions? And who or what established those boundaries? Coastal shoreline drifter sighting. Grainy footage filmed along a seawall shows a tall, thin figure pacing near the shoreline, its oversized pale head sharply contrasting with a body stretched like a shadow across the sand. Its movement appeared disconnected from both wind and terrain. The figure's gait lacked normal heel-to-toe motion, gliding rather than stepping. Strong gusts failed to disturb its posture, suggesting reduced physical mass. Nearby debris shifted slightly, though not convincingly caused by its movement. Its physiology implies adaptation for buoyant or aquatic environments, with elongated limbs functioning like stabilizing fins in low-resistance conditions. The enlarged cranium may contain pressure-resistant structures or hydroacoustic sensory systems. On land, these aquatic adaptations translated into an unsettling imbalance. If this is merely how it moves on solid ground, what form might it assume within the depths of its native environment beneath the ocean's surface? Desert crossing surveillance anomaly. Aerial surveillance over barren desert terrain captured a solitary pale figure, walking beneath intense spotlight illumination. Its elongated shadow followed behind with precise geometric alignment, emphasizing its unusual proportions. Each stride appeared symmetrically calibrated, almost mechanical in rhythm. Arms hung low with extended fingers swinging steadily. Thermal imaging fluctuated unpredictably, producing readings inconsistent with known biological organisms. The unstable heat signature suggests synthetic temperature regulation rather than organic metabolism. Its gait resembled robotic calibration patterns, hinting at hybrid construction. Faint ridges along its torso may function as structural reinforcement or energy conduits. Even the sand beneath showed minimal displacement, implying reduced mass or partial levitation. If footprints barely form, is the figure truly walking or merely simulating motion as part of a larger observational process? Anomalous gravity trampoline test. Backyard motion sensors activated at night, revealing 3 tall gray figures interacting with the trampoline in ways that appeared to contradict normal physics. Their actions resembled experimentation rather than recreation. One figure launched upward far beyond human capability, while another seemed briefly suspended mid-air, motionless against the night sky. A third compressed downward, yet the trampoline produced no audible strain or expected recoil sounds. Their movements occurred in near-perfect synchronization, suggesting shared cognition or linked neural control. The trampoline surface failed to depress proportionally, implying reduced effective mass or altered gravitational interaction. Observers also noted subtle distortion in surrounding light, hinting at localized manipulation of magnetic or atmospheric forces. If gravity itself can be modified within their presence, what prevents them from reshaping physical laws far more dramatically when required? Hallway phase entity manifestation. A dim corridor surveillance camera captured a figure slowly emerging into view, its smooth, unblinking features appearing as though reality itself struggled to define its shape. The recording frame seemed unstable, subtly wavering around the presence. The entity tilted its head gradually, revealing dark, depthless eyes. Sharp collarbones reflected stray light like polished stone. Behind it, surrounding shadows appeared to compress inward, an effect often dismissed as digital distortion, but consistent across frames. Its blurred perimeter suggests possible phase instability, as if existing slightly misaligned with local spacetime. The musculature appeared minimal, yet functional, implying biology engineered for efficiency rather than strength. Ambient distortion resembled interference patterns associated with stealth technology, though organic and faintly pulsating. If this represented only partial synchronization with our dimension, what might become visible once the entity fully aligns with physical reality? Mass landing public demonstration. Without warning, a massive metallic craft descended before a gathered crowd, lowering a ramp as 2 towering figures stepped forward under intense white floodlights. Military personnel nearby struggled to maintain formation as the extraordinary scene unfolded. The beings advanced in flawless synchronization, their strides smooth and precisely measured. Reflections moved across their surfaces like liquid chrome beneath the lights. Despite the spectacle, the crowd remained unusually silent, as though emotionally subdued. The encounter resembled a controlled technological exhibition rather than chaotic contact. The craft's seamless exterior showed no rivets or joints, suggesting adaptive self-modifying material. The entities moved with gyroscopic balance, bodies seemingly engineered for interstellar travel. A faint electrical crackle in the air hinted at residual energy from advanced propulsion systems. If such an appearance was intentional, what hidden authority determines when humanity witnesses the next revelation? Infrared child greeting incident. An infrared backyard camera captured a young child standing perfectly still while a small gray-toned figure faced them and slowly raised an elongated hand in what appeared to be a deliberate greeting. Under night vision, the motion seemed nearly weightless and unusually controlled. The figure's outline pulsed faintly within the infrared glow, its arm lifted with unnatural smoothness, lacking the inertia typical of muscles and bones. Grass beneath its feet showed no compression, and the child displayed no fear or attempt to retreat. Researchers speculate the entity may possess an extremely lightweight biological structure, creating minimal ground impact while reflecting infrared wavelengths in a luminous manner. Its proportions suggest unfamiliar biomechanics, as if movement occurred through slight spatial distortion rather than normal walking motion. If the gesture carried intent, was the being acknowledging the child directly or recognizing the unseen camera, documenting the encounter? As these strange encounters unfold across forests, homes, skies, and silent nights, one truth becomes clear. The unknown may be closer than we ever imagined. Whether these moments reveal visitors, illusions, or mysteries still beyond human understanding, they challenge how we see reality itself. Curiosity is what drives discovery, and every unanswered question brings us one step closer to understanding our place in the universe. If these stories sparked your imagination, share your thoughts below. What do you believe is really happening? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mystery Footage Uncovered for more unexplained evidence and hidden truths.